Hello everyone, welcome to my channel where we're going to be talking about some true crime cases, most of which usually include children. And today we're going to discuss Gannon Stauch. He's 11-year-old from Colorado Springs, Colorado, the Larson Ranch area. That's in El Paso County. And I'm just going to cover some basics, background information, and then maybe a theory or two. And also discuss some other cases briefly. I'm just going to mention them because I'm going to be following with those as well. Landon came up missing on January the 27th. It's the last day that he was seen. His stepmother was there. Her name is Tecia and Stauch. And she claims the last time she saw him was, I guess, sort of around 4 o'clock. 3:15, 4 o'clock. His birth mother is Landon Hyatt. His father is Al Stauch. And Landon lives in South Carolina. Gannon was born a preemie, a micro-preemie. So he was a fighter from the very beginning. And his mother, Landon, calls him her little hero. His parents have shared custody, but he's living with his father and his stepmother. And his father's been away on military training, which is based in Colorado Springs. He's a member of the Colorado National Guard 100th Missile Defense Brigade. Gannon was originally listed as a runaway due to a search that was found on his phone, which was left at home, that said, or was asking on Google if his parents could find him using his phone. But that's been upgraded to a missing endangered child, and that was upgraded on January 30th. And that's due to his age, his need for medication, and for the winter weather. All of his friends have been questioned, and they all state they've not seen him. He missed school that day. Tecia had said that he was having some stomach issues. But then she said that he went to visit a friend that afternoon and that she hasn't seen him since. I'm kind of wondering, if someone's having intestinal issues, why she would let him go see a friend. But Tecia did say that it was more, he was embarrassed about his intestinal issues, and that when they left that day, he had a white bag with him in case he needed to throw up. He had a neighbor, Roderick Drayton, who captured Tecia and Gannon getting inside Ticia's truck, which she had backed all the way to her house. The same video also shows the truck returning, but it appears as if Ticia's the only one who has gotten out. Tecia claims that she went to PetSmart twice that day and took a back road because of a wreck or roadblock, and that she got lost at some point. Tecia was interviewed by KKTV with her back to the camera because she's stating that she has received death threats. She also claims that when law enforcement made initial contact with her, that they had their guns drawn without identifying themselves. She also states that she was denied her request for an attorney while being questioned. I often wonder if she was trying to set up a defense in case she was charged with anything. And social media is full of people accusing Tecia of doing something to the Gannon. I believe the Sunday before he came up missing, they had taken a hike at Garden of the Gods. And I have a theory about that. I'm wondering if while she was there, if she was meditating an accident or anything that could have happened to Gannon. I think that if he did have an accident there, that they would have found him by now. There's also a candle incident that Tecia has discussed. And she claims that Gannon had knocked over a candle and got some wax on the carpet, or that something had happened to the carpet. And I'm not sure what day this was, but Tecia has a video that she actually posted to Facebook of her talking to him about the accident. And you could hear Gannon in the background sobbing, and he was very upset. And it's, to me, in my opinion, it's not the kind of conversation a mom would have with an upset child, because she talks about having to replace the carpet because they rent the place. And she mentions having to sell something like a sofa, which I thought was a tad odd. Another theory that I have is Tecia is a school teacher, or she was at one point, and she was working on an advanced degree in education. I'm wondering if something happened, this is just my opinion, where Gannon could have been injured in some way, and she didn't want to report that because she wouldn't be able to get a job as a teacher if she had charges of child abuse. That's just my opinion. There's no evidence of Tecia having done anything. There's just a lot of speculation. So that's about all I'm going to mention today. If you have any theories or comments, you can make some below. Some of the cases that I would like to discuss in the future is the Cupcake-McKinney case, where a little girl was found after being missing for a few days. Also the heidibrousard case, where she was murdered, allegedly by a friend, and her baby was kidnapped. Another case that we'll be discussing is Landon Durham, who killed his mother and a set of twin brothers. And that happened in Munford, Alabama. And that's in Talladega County. Another case is the Evelynboswell case. She's a 15-month-old, and her mother, Megan Boswell, has been arrested for making false reports. She's reported several different stories about what has happened to Evelyn, and the grandmother was also arrested, and her boyfriend. They were driving a stolen car in North Carolina. But Evelyn and the mother, Megan, is living in Bluntfield, Tennessee. And it was her grandfather that reported her missing, said that they had not seen Evelyn for 2 months. And the father is in the military currently. Another very interesting case that I'll be covering is the Michaeljones case, where he killed his wife and 4 children and was driving around with their bodies in a vehicle. He had his wife in that vehicle whenever he was arrested. He had had an auto accident, and the police showed up and he told them that he had his wife's body in the car, and he led the police to where he had dumped the children, and that was in Georgia. But the incidents and where Michael is from was Florida. They were living in Florida. And also the Lisa Snyder case, which is very troubling. Her 2 children were found hanging in the basement, and she was arrested as a suspect in that. And that should be very interesting to find out what her explanation is regarding how they managed to hang themselves. Okay, that's it for today. We'll be covering some more of these cases in the future. And if you would, please like the video below and subscribe. Thank you.